Chapter 7. I wasn't surprised when I dreamed about Naoki again that night. I was worried, however, about what I might give away to the nature demon. Naoki didn't know where Dargo Island was, and I didn't want to be the one to give away the location. I was in the center of the tornado again, with that face staring at me behind the swirling cloud wall. Naoki's eyes were large, white, and creepy. "You've been there, haven't you?" he asked. "Where is it?" "None of your business. I know all about you, about what you want." I could tell at once Naoki wasn't pleased with that response. I didn't care. "I could kill you right now, drop a tornado on your house, or open the earth beneath your sleeping form." I gulped. "Go ahead." I waited to die, but nothing happened. It was hard to tell, being in a dream, but I was pretty sure I wasn't dead, and I was fairly certain Naoki couldn't do anything to me. Ernie had said himself the demon's power was very weak, and he'd expended almost all of it on the day of the tornadoes. Why do so? Who was he trying to kill? Was it Shay? It had to be. She knew about Dargo Island, but just maybe he wasn't trying to kill anyone. "I have my eye on you," Naoki said. His voice was calm, but his words were venomous. "You think you can hide, but I will always find you in your dreams. Always." I woke up with my ears ringing. My right hand hurt, and when I looked, I noticed my necklace gripped tightly there. The necklace Shay gave me swung back and forth like a wind was blowing against it. It also looked like it was glowing a little. I'd accidentally taken it off before I went to bed. I would never do that again. I put it on and lay back down. Later that morning, I grabbed a book from my bookshelf and picked up where I'd left off. Sadly, I'd been working on this book for a year. It was boring. Unfortunately, I have to finish what I start. That includes terrible books. It was a trait I wished I could get rid of. I was past the halfway mark of the book, but couldn't remember anything I'd read. My phone rang an hour later, and I answered it, grateful for an excuse to stop reading. "What's up, Esteban?" "Want to catch the heifer at noon?" he asked. I laughed. I loved the title of the comedy that was just released. "Sure. I'm glad you want to see it so early. I have to work tonight anyway." "Oh yeah," Esteban said. "I forgot to ask you about your job. I was at work during the tornado outbreak. You start a new one or something?" "Yeah, the very next day. I already trained, and I start my first shift alone tonight." "What is it?" I hesitated, not knowing how to explain my new job. "I guard a neighborhood full of supernatural creatures that are hiding from a nature demon called Naoki." It just didn't sound quite right. "I work security for a rich neighborhood." "Oh, cool." Esteban sounded genuinely impressed. "My grandpa got a job like that, but he died on the way there." I held the phone to my ear, not sure what to say. He'd never told me that before. Otherwise, I would have remembered when Rockney told the same story. Had it been Esteban's grandpa who died while traveling to the island? "You still there?" he asked me. "Yeah, sorry, just thinking." I looked at my clock to see it was nearly 11 a.m. "I'll get ready and meet you at the theater." "Wait, which theater are we going to?" "The tavern. Do you even still work at the movie castle?" "I don't know. I asked my manager and he said until the building is repaired, no one is working there. I couldn't wait." "I see. Also, this movie better be good or I'm gonna knock you out." I chuckled. The last comedy we saw, A Pig Named Panda, was awful, and Esteban constantly reminded me of my poor movie choices. He always told me I wouldn't know a good movie if it bit me on the back of my neck. I don't think I'd know what anything was if it bit me on the back of the neck, but I'm not one to argue. I took a shower and was on the freeway 20 minutes later. I parked in front of the theater, located next to a mall, and walked up the large steps to the entrance. I saw Esteban standing at the ticket kiosk, scratching his head. He had short brown hair similar to mine, but he was a bit chubbier than me. He carried the weight well, though, and he was a lot stronger than me. He single-handedly helped me move into Christy and Barry's house. "Can't figure out the machine?" I asked. "I gave it a try. I'm gonna stick with the human ticket sellers. How would you feel if a machine took your job?" I debated telling him I had the same job his grandfather died trying to get. I just couldn't do it, though. After the movie, which was great in my opinion, we went to Great Price and bought a couple of cheap CDs and then grabbed a bite at a Chinese restaurant. I returned home and took a quick nap before heading to work. Of course I had trouble sleeping. I was nervous about my first solo shift. As it turned out, I had good reason to be.